Someday, some way, we'll find a middle ground and get along. Someday, some way, we'll leave it all aside and move on.
Man, there has been a myth or people thinking that recruiters lie, and that's all we do. So I've been an Army recruiter for about 9 months now, and I want to share my experience, why I became a recruiter, and just kind of dispel any myths or stories you may have heard about recruiters lying. Why do they lie? Let's talk about it. So like I said, man, I've been a recruiter for going on 9 months, man. And in the Army, recruiting, being able to fulfill this position is called a broadening assignment. This is my second broadening assignment. My first one was being a drill sergeant for 2.5 years in Oklahoma. Most people in their career only have one broadening assignment. Me, I enjoy having fun. I enjoy being around the youth, you know, the younger generation coming in, and just being able to relate and train them. So I volunteered to be a recruiter 9 months ago and went to school for it, passed the school, learned a lot, still learning a lot, and wanted to get back in the community and give opportunities to people that did not know certain opportunities exist. Okay, and like I said, man, every day people are coming in asking me one particular question. And today, man, you know, just like any other day in recruiting, I keep it real with anybody that I'm working with, any body that's interested in getting some information about the Army. I keep it 100% real. And by me doing that, I'm not violating any kind of values or morals that I have for myself as a man. And I'm also not violating any, you know, morals or values that the Army says we're supposed to follow. So a lot of times, man, people ask me about basic training and they're like, yeah, I don't want to go to basic training. You know, but for me, since I was a drill sergeant, I'm able to explain that piece and to get people to understand that basic training is not designed for you to fail. It's only about 10% physical and the rest is mental. You learning how to be a soldier in the United States Army. But here recently, man, people have been asking me the main question, man, do I have to get the jab to join? Do I have to get the COVID-19 vaccination? And here it is, man. I don't have to lie to kick it, okay? The truth of the matter is I was against it, but I had to get it in order to be able to serve out the rest of my time honorably and keep my benefits. And if you're looking to come into the Army or any other branch of the military, you are going to have to get vaccinated and follow any of the guidance that comes out by the Commander-in-Chief, the Department of Defense directives and things like that. So you're going to have to get it. There's no way around it. Now, the only way that you potentially can get outside of it and not have to get it is if you are following and claim a religion that does not support vaccinations. But you need to know enough about your religion to be able to articulate that to get the exemption put in. For me, when I joined the Army as a Christian, and that was just because, you know, I had to pick one, and that's how I was raised up in the Christian church amongst other churches. So I chose that one. And over the course of my military career, I got away from just Christian practices and just started focusing on living a more righteous life according to the Bible and not particularly what one religion says. But I've had that question asked to me by high schoolers, by young adults, anybody between the ages of 17 and 35. This past week, I've probably been hit with that question probably about 15 to 20 times. And I don't care what the people around me think. You know, me being truthful with somebody and giving them the opportunity to know what they're getting themselves into, I'd rather do that than to lie to anybody I'm working with and they'd be like, man, my recruiter sucked. You know, my recruiter didn't tell me all this, and you find yourself in a bind once you've already signed a contract. I don't like doing business like that, and I don't like having business done with me like that. So my values and morals as a recruiter go a little bit further beyond the values of the Army and what we're taught to do as recruiters. Because once I'm all said and done with the military and I take this uniform off, I have to live in the community, you know, where I possibly was recruiting at. And I don't want people, you know, every time they see me and my family out, there's nothing but hatred and ignorance and things like that. And some people don't think about that. But if you are planning on joining the United States Army, as of 15 October, it will be mandatory for anybody that is processing into the military. They will have to sign paperwork saying they are aware that they will have to get the vaccine. You know, that way you can't get out of it because you signed paperwork. Man, like I said in my video where I showed the process of me getting the vaccination and me still being against it, because I'm not against vaccines, I'm against the manner in which this one was pushed out. And, you know, as Americans, man, we have a lot of freedoms, we have a lot of opportunities. But if you are an American that grew up through the system, a lot of us has been getting these vaccines and different shots from birth. So a lot of people are saying, what makes this one any different? For me, it's the principle of telling people when I'm sitting across from them, you know, hey, this is what you are going to have to do, and not sugarcoating it, and letting them decide whether or not they want to take advantage of the opportunities the Army has. You know, there's not one person that I have, you know, processed and put in the United States Army that, you know, I wasn't truthful with, you know, that I still can't call up, you know, hit them up on Facebook, see how they're doing, and there's no bad blood. I tell everybody, you know, that I process into the military, you know, if you ever need anything or have any questions, feel free to hit me up, because chances are some of the hurdles and obstacles that you will face in your career, these aren't new obstacles and new challenges. There's many people that'll face the same things, but a lot of times you don't know where to go for information. So that is the relationship and rapport building, you know, building trust and credibility I like to do with people that I'm working with. And I told a young man the other day, if you don't have a pot to piss in and you don't know how to get the things you want in life and the opportunities, then the Army has a great opportunity for you to do those things. But on the terms of somebody else who already has their life set up X, Y, and Z and is not currently in a position to where they don't have to get the vaccine because maybe they own their own business with less than 100 employees. Maybe they're self-employed. You know, if that is you and that is your biggest hurdle, then maybe, honestly, this is not for you, because it doesn't matter whether it's the COVID vaccine right now, which is got a lot of uproar, but eventually there will be more to come. And if you're not okay with this one, you probably won't be okay with any of the next ones and the manner in which they are implemented. This is me just kicking it gun barrel straight, man, because like I said, you know, I want to serve my country honorably. And if I'm out here putting out bad information, telling people, oh, you don't got to go to basic training, oh, you don't got to get a vaccine, man, I will be hated in the long run, and people, you know, that will be a smear on my record, a smear for my name. And before I joined the Army, you know, I was my own man. I had my own last name, and that stands for something, man. My word should be bond. So there you go, man. Just giving you guys the truth about vaccinations and, you know, the myth and the stories of recruiters lying, man. I don't have to lie to kick it. I don't have to lie to be good at my job, you know, or any of that, man. Most people that I join with, they see I have a genuine interest in trying to help them out in planning out their future and their goals. And, you know, that is the reason they join, man, because we have relatable stories, man. Especially when I'm in the schools dealing with people that don't have both parents at home. I know that story, man. I know what it's like to be force-fed. You need to go to college. You need to go to college, X, Y, and Z. But when you graduate, there's no opportunities there for you. Nobody has saved up any money. There is no trust fund, and you don't know how to go about these things. So for me, that is how I'm able to relate to most people and, you know, get them to the point where they want to take advantage of the opportunities. Man, whether you join for 3 years or you do a full 20, you know, I feel like it's the recruiter's responsibility to tell somebody interested in joining the good, the bad, the pros and the cons. And there's good and bad with everything in life, man. You can't avoid it. And I'd rather fulfill this responsibility, this obligation, honestly, with integrity and not violating any of my values, my principles, or my morals. You know, that's just the way I choose to do business. I don't know about the rest, but that is the way I choose to do business, man, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to sleep with myself and my decisions and the information that I have given people. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Check out the link in the descriptions. Use my discount codes for 5 to 10% off your entire cart because I'm only shooting it gun barrel straight. Bow.